Go.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo,
Boo-hoo.
are you crying?
Yes, I am. Say knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
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 Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orangey.
Orange shoe.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
I am glad you didn't say banana. Can you do your ghost one next?
Nana, what is the ghost's favorite kind of pie?
I don't know. What is the ghost's favorite kind of pie?
Blueberries.
Blueberry. Can you do your cow joke next?
Yeah. Where do the cows go in the afternoon?
I don't know where.
To the movies.
Oh, I get that one. Can you do your noodle one?
What do you call a fresh pasta?
I don't know. What do you call fresh pasta?
Noodles.
I get that one too.
I see it.
Now, do you want to say something to Miss Missy and Miss Corey and Miss Monica?
Hi, Miss Missy. Hi, Miss Pastor Caitlin. Hi, Corey. And hi.
Monica?
Hi, Miss Monica. I hope you like my video. See you soon.
What did the farmer say when he couldn't find his tractor? Where's my tractor? What's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when he hits your windshield? His abdomen. Come on, it's a science joke, a biology joke. Head, thorax, abdomen. Michelle explained it to them. So this Indian chief goes to a therapist and he says, Doc, I'm having a real hard time right now. Doc says, all right, what's the matter? He goes, well, one day I feel like I'm a teepee, the next day I feel like I'm wigwam. Next day I feel like I'm a teepee, the next day I feel like I'm wigwam. Doc thinks a little bit. He goes, I know what your problem is. You're too tense. So lived in. A Shetland pony walks into a bar. The bartender says, whoa, 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 we don't serve your kind here. He says, excuse me, sir, could I just get a glass of water? Bartender says, what? Could I get a glass of water? Gotta speak up. What are you trying to say? Could I get a glass of water? He goes, what? He goes, excuse me, I'm a little hoarse.
My name is Harry. I love to tell jokes. How do you spell mousetrap with 3 letters?
I don't know.
C-A-T. Why can't you play basketball with pigs?
I actually don't know that one.
Because they hog the ball. Why couldn't the mummy answer the phone? He was all tied up. Why did the computer show up at work late? It had a hard drive. How are coffee beans like kids? They're always getting grounded.
Oh, that one was funny. Tell me another one.
Why do bees hum? Because they do not know the words. Why do bees hum? Because they do not know the words. What 2 things can you never eat for breakfast? lunch and dinner.
I just started reading this book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. What do you call a blind dinosaur? A do-you-think-he-saurus? So a ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Did you hear about the two guys who stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. You know, I finally sold my vacuum the other day. All it was doing was collecting dust. Did you hear about the guy who got fired from the orange juice factory? He just couldn't concentrate.
Okay, I stole this from Irma Bombeck. When your mother asks, "Do you want a piece of advice?" it's a mere formality. It doesn't matter if you answer yes or no. You're going to get it anyway. If at first you don't succeed, try doing it the way Mom told you to do it in the beginning. Why is a computer so smart? Because it has a motherboard. A police recruit was asked, "What do you do if you have to arrest your own mom?" Call for backup. My assistant Zizi here to help. You know you're a mom when picking up another human, or dog in this case, and smelling their bottom is not only normal, but it's essential.
Who built King Arthur's round table? Circumference.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nobel.
Nobel who?
Nobel. That's why I knocked. Okay, so a priest, a pastor, and a rabbit walk into a bar. The rabbit looks around and says, "I think I'm a typo."
Hey all, before I tell you my hilarious jokes, I'd just like to say that this is a shout out to the pastor I grew up with, Pastor Bailey, who may very well be watching this tonight. He was known for his puns. I won't say that they were good puns, or any puns good puns, but he was known for his puns and for his jokes in his sermons. As you all well know, that's not quite my style, and yet I've come up with some really great jokes for you tonight, and so please get your fill of these punny jokes tonight. Who was the greatest financier in the Bible? Noah. He was floating his stock while everyone else was in liquidation. Who was the greatest female financier in the Bible? Pharaoh's daughter. She went down to the bank of the Nile and drew out a little profit. Ha ha ha. Where was Solomon's temple located? On the side of his head. Where was the first tennis match mentioned in the Bible? When Joseph served in Pharaoh's court. What did Adam say on the day before Christmas? It's Christmas Eve. What did God say after he created Adam? I can do better than that. And so he created woman. How do you know Peter was a rich fisherman? By his net income. Why didn't they play cards on the ark? Because Noah was standing on the deck. Why didn't Noah go fishing? He only had 2 worms. Who was the fastest runner in the race? Adam, because he was first in the human race. What animal could Noah not trust? The cheetah. Who was the greatest comedian in the Bible? Obviously me. Samson, he brought down the house. What kind of man was Boaz before he married? Ruthless. And which Bible character is a locksmith? Zacchaeus. I know, you're really sad I don't tell those on a regular basis. But I have one more, and this one is a shout out to my dad, who found it to be quite hilarious and told it nearly every year. I think I've told it before too, but one Easter morning, the preacher gathered the children of the church in the front of the sanctuary for the weekly children's sermon. He began with a thematically appropriate question. Children, today is Easter Sunday. What do we celebrate on Easter? One girl spoke up quietly. We remember our mothers and how much we love them. No, that's not quite right, the pastor replied. You're thinking of Mother's Day. Then an eager boy took a shot. Easter is a time when we say thank you to God for all the good things in our lives. We can always say thank you to God, the pastor said, beginning to worry about the dullness of the children at his church. But you're thinking of Thanksgiving, not Easter. Children, what is the meaning of Easter? After a few seconds of awkward silence, another girl in a fancy Easter dress gave it a try. Easter, she said tentatively, is a day when we remember that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Then he was buried in the tomb. On Easter morning, God rolled the stone away and Jesus came out of the tomb. Excellent, cried the relieved preacher. And then, the girl continued, Jesus looked and saw his shadow, so he went back into the tomb and there were 6 more weeks of winter. Thanks, guys.
Where do little cows like to eat? In cafeterias. What goes moo gives milk and makes all your dreams come true? Your dairy godmother. What is it called when cows fight in outer space? Steer Wars. What is a cow's favorite drink? Coffee.
Hey Joel, do you know where Napoleon keeps his armies?
No, Marianne. Where does Napoleon keep his armies?
Up his sleeveys!
Hey, Marianne. Do you know what Napoleon said to Josephine just before he went to Waterloo?
What did Napoleon say to Josephine just before he went to Waterloo?
How should I know? I don't speak French. Hey, Marianne. What did Napoleon say to his troops after Waterloo?
Oh, Joel, I don't know. What did he say to the troops after Waterloo?
He said,
Oh, okay.
How the Virus Stole Easter by Christy Bawthor with a nod to Dr. Seuss. 'Twas late in 19 when the virus began, bringing chaos and fear to all people, each land. People were sick, hospitals full, doctors overwhelmed, and no one in school. As winter gave way to the promise of spring, the virus raged on, touching peasant and king. People hid in their homes from the enemy unseen. They YouTubed and Zoomed, social distanced and cleaned. April approached and churches were closed. There won't be an Easter, the world supposed. There won't be church services and egg hunts are out. No reason for new dresses when we can't go about. Holy Week started, as bleak as the rest. The world was focused on masks and on tests. Easter can't happen this year, it proclaimed. Online and at home, it just won't be the same. Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday, the days came and went. The virus pressed on, it just would not relent. The world woke Sunday and nothing had changed.
The virus still menaced, the people estranged. Pooh-pooh to the saints, the world was grumbling. They're finding out now that no Easter is coming. They're just waking up. We know what just they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and then all the saints will all cry boo-hoo. That noise, said the world, will be something to hear. So it paused, and the world put a hand to its ear. And it did hear a sound coming through all the skies. It started down low, and then started to rise. But the sound wasn't depressed. Why, the sound was triumphant. It couldn't be so, but it grew with abundance. The world started around, popping its eyes. Then it shook. What it saw was a shocking surprise. Every saint in every nation, the tall and the small, was celebrating Jesus in spite of it all. It hadn't stopped Easter from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. and the world with its life quite stuck in quarantine stood puzzling and puzzling. Just how can it be?
It came without bonnets, it came without bunnies, it came without egg hunts, cantatas, or money. Then the world thought for something it hadn't before. Maybe Easter, it thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Easter perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, the story's not done. What will you do? Will you share that one or two or more people needing hope in this night? Will you share the source of your life in this fight?
The churches are empty, but so is the tomb, and Jesus is victor over death, doom, and gloom. So this year at Easter, let this be our prayer, as the virus still rages all around, everywhere. May the world see hope when it looks at God's people. May the world see the church is not a building or a steeple. May the world find faith in Jesus' death and resurrection. May the world find joy in a time of dejection. May 2020 be known as the year of survival, but not only that, let it start a revival.